Okay, cool. So let's get started. So we have today our webinar, Boost Your Profits with Intelligent Automation. Yeah, how to unlock the secret to higher margins and future-proof your MSP business. So your speaker for today, it's me, Thiago Carlucci, head of Global Campaign Marketing. Those of you that are recurring attendants to our webinars are probably tired of seeing me here. I promise that in the next one, we'll have other speakers coming talk to you guys. But again, here I am bringing relevant information to you for your automation service business. Yeah. So the agenda for today, we're going to talk about the automation market and opportunities, recurring revenue and why it's important, your path to success and what that looks like, the ElectroNeek platform, and we'll have a Q&A session at the end. So make sure that you put your questions either in the chat or in the Q&A section that you have there in the bottom. So that we take those questions at the end. Okay, awesome. So without further ado, a little bit of context here. Business needs have changed. Yeah, I mean, we are looking at a great revolution in terms of technology, all the way from the 90s with those big old bulky computers, and then data centers and the introduction of cloud, the digitization area, big data, Internet of Things, and so on. And more recently now, automation. Yeah, I mean, we have been hearing about ChatGPT, how tremendous the growth of ChatGPT has been. So we are just scratching the surface of this new era of automation. Okay, and what we see in companies today is what technology portfolio they are using to sustain that intelligent automation strategy, right? So if we look at this survey that Deloitte did, you see that 78% of companies, of respondents here, are already implementing some kind of RPA. Yeah, OCR, which is optical character recognition for document processing, for example, 51%. AI, yeah, artificial intelligence, 34%, and this is going to explode much more now with ChatGPT. And then low code tools, 24%. So you have a different number of elements here being used and implemented to sustain intelligent automation. And we see RPA being the number one here. Yeah. And that takes us to the RPA market, the growing trend that is the RPA market. Here we see RPA market software and services from 21 until 25 reaching higher than $22 billion. Yeah, this is data by Forrester, and so I mean it is a booming market. It is growing, and your opportunity to capitalize on this market, on this growing trend of automation, is here and now. Okay, and where is this opportunity? This opportunity is in the mid market. Okay, what we see is that traditional RPA vendors, they actually focus on large enterprises with big budgets and more complex projects. And that is a saturated market. I mean, you have that red ocean of companies in there, right? UiPath, Automation Anywhere, all of these other ones that are focused mostly on the enterprise market. But then you have this green field of opportunity, which is the mid-market. Actually, 80% of the RPA market opportunity is in the mid-market. And that's where ElectroNeek plays. It enables you to tap into that huge potential profit pool that is out there in the mid-market. Okay, and why do enterprise vendors fail to give you or to enable you to enter the mid-market? Because they actually present high entry barriers with those fees and infrastructure costs that they have. They block your access to the SMBs. Okay, so you need a better solution to take to the SMB market, right? Those traditional RPA vendors, they're focused on enterprise. They're not going to enable you to tap into that huge potential profit pool that is the SMB. But there is a new way of doing business. With the ElectroNeek model, you have total control over your business, right? You have ElectroNeek. You see here on this diagram, we have ElectroNeek on the left side with our platform, our hub architecture, where we have the automation hub, the business hub, and the service hub. And we're going to talk a little bit more about that. In the middle, the service providers, the ITSPs and the MSPs. And on the right side, you have this cycle of bots and money in the end customer. So ElectroNeek does not move all the way to the end in this chain. Yeah, we do not have that channel conflict of talking to your end customer. We enable you to have an automation service business, a profitable automation service business, and monetize digital automation software bots via our platform. Okay. So we do not have service fees. We do not have licensing fees. It's a one-time cost to have access to the platform, and then your scalability potential is unlimited. All right. And that will give you the opportunity, as we said, to tap into the mid-market, because if we look at here, platform cost and your revenue, you see that with ElectroNeek, you can price cheaper and yet make more money. Our infrastructure costs and our licensing costs, etc., they're much lower than the other players. You see the left side here, other players. The orange part here is all of their costs, and your profit is the green area. While on the right side, your costs with ElectroNeek is much smaller, and your profit potential, your margin, is much bigger, right? So you can price cheaper and still have a lot more margin. And that is the beauty of this thing, because the SMB market is obviously much more price sensitive. So you can have lower entry level prices that will enable you as well to have RPA by subscription. We're going to talk more about that, and tap into that mid-market. Okay. So again, huge opportunity to build sustainable recurring revenue. And I want to compare now go-to-market models. So that's where we go into what is project-based model, like that one-time payment kind of model, and what is the subscription model for recurring revenue. Okay. So comparing these two models, project-based model, you get paid only once, right? All of the project costs, design, development, and deployment are all done in one-time payment by the end customer, by the end client. It's what we call the traditional model. It's an initial large down payment, but only one time and non-recurring. It represents very high upfront cost for the client, so it is a high entry barrier. Usually, the MSP or the IT service provider delivers the intellectual property to the client. So it's a project, right? I mean, you deliver the project, you get paid, and you walk away. So this is becoming less and less popular. Okay, what we advocate for and what we have seen that is significantly increasing is the second model, which is the subscription-based model for recurring revenue. What does this mean? It means that all of the project costs and your margin, obviously, are diluted into monthly payments, monthly installments. So that end customer will pay you on a monthly basis a given amount, and you can have like a 24 months contract with that end customer, and you have recurring revenue. Smaller entry tickets, there's no upfront payment, so it's a mid-sized ticket, let's say, but 100% recurring and long-term. The cost barrier for that mid-market end customer is much lower, so you can have that penetration into the SMB market. You can start with smaller processes inside those customers and eventually expand with the customer. There is what we call client stickiness, right? Because you have a contract, a 24 months contract for a small process that you're going to automate. In that time frame, in those 24 months, you have that relationship with that customer, and you can eventually upsell, right? You can have adjacent processes around that first one that you are automating, and you can suggest, oh, look, let's automate this second process. This is going to give you an X amount of return or cost savings and so on, right? So the subscription model, and this is a representation here of what we see in terms of cash flow, is the green area. The subscription model is this green area where you see on your screen there that you have an ever increasing amount of revenue and cash flow at the end, right? So this graph represents revenue in time, so cash flow. The orange area is the project-based model. So you see that huge one-time payment up front. You have the chance, obviously, to have a small incremental maintenance revenue, so you can do some maintenance for that client, but that is very small. And the green area represents the subscription-based model, where you can have that recurring revenue, long-term recurring revenue, upsell with the customer, and have that cash flow visibility and that cash flow predictability and forecast moving forward. Okay, so we advocate very strongly for the subscription model, and with our business model that we propose, we enable you to be competitive, providing subscription services, RPA services by subscription to the SMB market. Yeah. So advantages of the RPA as a service, yeah, RPA SaaS advantages: retention of clients for the long term, what we call client stickiness; reduced sales cycle because you have a lower entry ticket. It's much more convincing for the customer to start small. You can prove that return on investment much quicker. And recurring revenue streams, right? As we showed that that long-term cash flow possibility. Okay. And then talking about your path to revenue with automation, what does your path to that success looks like? This is what we have found from our most successful clients that they have implemented, and they've gone through this path. So what we have done is we have kind of standardized this approach, and we share the insights of this with you guys. So step number one would be to automate your everyday tasks, the tasks that your IT team already spends time on, right? And the outcome of that is having your learning curve, right? Training your RPA developers, training your RPA commercial people, and so on. Second step would be to offer ElectroNeek standard cases to your clients. ElectroNeek has in its platform a recipe book. We have recipes for a bunch of different use cases, pre-built bots that you can already use, and you can offer that to your customers. And the outcome of that is you can have easily 3-4 projects delivered and 40 to 70K of additional revenue streams. And then the third step would be to develop your own cases and acquire new customers, new clients. And that would be once you have that RPA expertise, you can devise your go-to-market strategy and conquer the market. Yeah. So let's take a look at these each of these 3 steps. Automate your internal process. So a very efficient way to start your RPA journey is to implement RPA internally first. Okay, you will increase your efficiency and become much more productive. You will reduce costs and increase your margins. This will also give you a chance to train your staff and your automation developers around RPA. You will build your own showcase for automation. That's important because that will give you confidence when pitching to your customers. Look, I have the results. I've done this. I've tested this. These are tangible results that I have. So implement RPA internally first and gain those insights. Yeah. Here are a bunch of different use cases that you can start from. Yeah, 99% of businesses need automation in their everyday applications. So you have legacy systems, you have limitless SaaS automations, document processing, reporting. We found that 70% of all automation at some point touch a spreadsheet. So there's sales enablement here that you see, outreach, Salesforce, and LinkedIn. So a lot of different use cases. We have the recipe book that you can start from, pre-built bots with all of the recipes there. So this is an example of where to start from. And then we go into the second step, which is automate tasks for your own customers, right? So it's much easier to start with your own customer base than going after new customers at first. So provided that you've already implemented internally, you've gained confidence, you have your showcase, you have your results, you also have a client base, right? You have clients already, and you have a relationship with those clients, and you know their pain points and what automation needs they have. So you can automate the services that you already provide to them as a combo. Let's say I have process, I have service number 1 and service number 1 plus RPA plus automation, yeah, and provide cost savings and provide efficiency on top of those services that you already have. That will give you quicker return on investment for acquiring the RPA platform, and will give you even additional confidence to go to the market and conquer new customers. Okay. And then one element that we also propose is what we call value-based pricing, which is capturing from the savings that you provide to your customer, you will capture part of those savings as value for your pricing. So in what we see here in the screen is a customer's annual process cost. So the first line is the total process cost without any automation at all. Okay, that is the process cost without automation. The second line below is implementing automation to that process. You see that the cost is reduced significantly, and you have provided savings. And your potential subscription pricing for those bots is for anywhere from 30 to 70% that you can acquire back in terms of value of what you're saving, the saving that you provided to that customer. You can acquire 30 to 70% of that as your annual subscription pricing. So it's important to have an accurate understanding of how much saving you have provided so that you can capture that back with pricing. That's what we call value-based pricing. Okay, obviously, when you have your onboarding process with ElectroNeek, we go into more details of how to do this. All right, and then third step in that success journey is sourcing revenue from new customers. So once you have implemented RPA internally, you've tried that out, you've gained confidence, you've gone to your customers and offer them RPA, and you have now an RPA or an automation service business running, you can go and devise your marketing strategy to conquer the market. So now that you have the use cases and are confident on delivering RPA to your own customers, you can prepare that go-to-market strategy. So consider sales enablement, a sales deck, templates, train your staff to really pitch the benefits of automation and RPA, marketing collateral, ebooks, newsletter, blog posts, obviously a website. So have marketing. Use cases are the most common and the most popular consumable marketing asset. So once you have implemented internally and you have implemented to your own customers, you have a bunch of different use cases that you can build marketing assets around and communicate that. And also lead generation is important. So working both the inbound marketing with social media posts and paid ads eventually, and outbound as well, having those reps on the phone calling potential customers. So that would be the third step in that success journey for your automation service business. Okay, what does a structured inbound marketing approach look like? So as I was saying, what are the key channels and assets? So website, YouTube videos, blog posts, social media, ebooks, and podcasts, for example. Usually those are what we call gated content. So you have a form that needs to be filled out with name, last name, email, so the prospect's contact information. And once they fill out that form, they can then download the asset. That information on that form will then go to an SDR, a sales development representative, that will separate what are just curious people from what are actually potential customers or potential prospects. And during that separation, he will then push that to the sales team for a negotiation. So working a structured inbound approach is something that can really scale or to enable you to scale your automation service business. Okay. And who is ElectroNeek? We are a digital automation platform focused on the growth of your business. We serve MSPs and IT service providers on a global level. Okay, we enable you to very profitably and very competitively engage the mid-market with automation service business. Okay, and how can ElectroNeek help you? We are the only one-stop shop you need to implement RPA for you and your customers. Okay. We have best practices and insights from the market. We can share those insights. We can focus our POC, our proof of concept, and our trial tailored to your needs. Okay, so let's say you have an internal process that you want to start from. We can tailor that trial and that proof of concept phase of discovery to that process. Okay. We identify the best time to value use cases. So we can provide you that information. Say, look, start from this specific process because this is going to give you very quick time to value, very quick return on the investments. We help you build your first bot and first internal implementation. There's a direct channel, there's a direct contact channel to our engineers that will give you support to implement your first bot. And besides that, our platform has everything that you need. You know, the hub architecture is a very complete and comprehensive approach, a product approach. Everything is in the product, everything is in the platform. We have the automation hub, the business hub, and the service hub, everything that you need to build, sell, and support your automation service business. So let's take a quick look into each of these. The automation hub is our development environment. Yeah, very friendly interface, no code tools that enable automation creation in a snap. You have the control center for the bots you create, free to download bot runner to launch unlimited bots for your customers, no additional charges for unattended bot, and API connections for more complex projects. And it's important to say, we do not charge license fees. We do not charge usage fees or running fees. Other platforms out there, they say that they don't charge additional licenses per bot. But if you look at it deeper, they have some kind of running fee or usage fee that will charge you per bot usage. We have a one-time cost to access the platform, and your scalability potential is unlimited, okay? Then we have the business hub. It's a virtual MBA in RPA, everything that you need in terms of the learning path to sales, the learning path to marketing, templates, frameworks, and more. Okay, a virtual MBA in RPA. You have contract templates, you have sales deck templates, you have a plethora of different assets that you can use in the business hub. And then last but not least, the service hub, technical support on demand. This is our after sales area, let's say, development support for your first RPA project, structured in-depth help center, direct communication channel with the tech support. As I said, we give you the support, direct communication channel with the engineers to give you the support to develop your first bots and your first projects, and the community forum as well. Okay. All right. So that's what we have for today. Again, very strong growth of the RPA market. Yeah, seize this opportunity. Tap into the SMB market with a subscription model. ElectroNeek will enable you to be competitive and to be profitable in this business, okay? Before opening for questions, I want to just go into this slide, which is our next webinar. We have a webinar coming up next Thursday again, April 13th at 11 a.m. Eastern time, where we are going to talk about challenges and success, from challenges to success, overcoming 10 common obstacles to succeed in the automation service business. So we're going to go into the nitty-gritty details of, look, I need to implement this. I need to hire talent. I need to, so a bunch of different elements of implementing this business. Those challenges, what they look like, and how to overcome those challenges. We're going to bring Jason Curry, who is our regional sales manager for North America, to speak in this webinar. So make sure that you join this webinar. Carolina, if you could kindly put the link to this webinar in the chat so everybody can have access. Make sure to sign up today, guys, for this, because this is going to be a very, very good one to attend. So coming back to the Q&A, let's see if we have any questions so far. I see that we do. So is it possible to get today's recording? Absolutely. We will share the recording with everyone. Is there any trial evaluation version which can download, set up as a developer to learn more about the capability? We do not have a trial version, let's say, but during the process, before you sign with us, obviously, during the sales process where we get to know each other, you will have a trial. You will have a trial. It is possible to have a trial very early on before you sign any contract. You can have a trial to test the tools. Okay. All right. Awesome. One question that we usually get is, what are the packages? We have actually 3 packages. So we have one bronze, silver, and gold packages. And those packages give you different features and different capabilities inside the platform. Okay. All right. Let's see if we have any other questions. Do you provide technical training to MSP? Yes, we do. Inside the platform, you have a bunch of different elements for training. You have the training tracks, and you have a direct contact with our sales engineers, okay? So there is the technical support and the technical training. There is a very, very structured onboarding process. There is an activation call. You will have a customer success manager assigned to you for 12 months. So you will have all of that support moving forward, okay? All right, I don't see any additional questions in the Q&A. So I'm gonna go ahead and can you share the package with pricing? Yes, we can share that with the emails through an email, a structured email where we have the packages and the pricing, okay? So one last thing, I would like to share this QR code with you guys. You can scan this QR code and book a meeting with us today. Yeah, we have our account executives standing by to give you a more one-to-one customized approach of how ElectroNeek can support your business. So go ahead, scan that QR code, fill out that form, make sure that you book a meeting today with us and get that one-on-one free consultancy to see how we can further support you. All right. I see one more question here. I'm from India. Any person from ElectroNeek to whom I can interact? Yes, we have a sales manager dedicated for the APAC region. So we'll make sure that he reaches out to you, okay? All right, everyone, thank you so much for joining. I really appreciate your time. I will give you guys some time back in your day. And again, make sure that you go into that link on the chat there so that you can join our webinar next Thursday, okay? Thank you so much, appreciate it, and see you on Thursday.